Here's a wild thought. Your old Android phone might not be the ticking time bomb you've been warned about, even if it hasn't received a security update in months or years. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. That sounds wrong, right? Because everywhere you look, the message is clear. No updates equals danger. Your photos, your money, your data, all at risk. But when you actually dig into how cybercrime works, the reality is a lot more complicated and honestly, a lot less dramatic. Let's start with why this even matters. Smartphone companies have turned software support into a selling point. 5 years of updates, 7 years, even more. It sounds like peace of mind. And to be fair, updates are important. They patch vulnerabilities, improve security, and keep your device running smoothly. But here's the part most people don't realize. The biggest risks to your data usually have nothing to do with whether your phone got its latest update. Think about the most common types of cybercrime: phishing emails, scam calls, fake apps, social engineering. None of these require some elite hacker breaking into your phone's software. They rely on one thing: you making a mistake, clicking the wrong link, trusting the wrong message, installing something you shouldn't. In other words, you are the target, not your phone. And that flips the whole conversation, because even the most secure, fully updated phone in the world won't save you if someone convinces you to hand over your password. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. If outdated phones were truly massive risks, we'd expect to hear about millions of people getting hacked all the time. But we don't. Sure, attacks exist. There's tons of research proving vulnerabilities are real. But actual, everyday users being hacked through software exploits? That's surprisingly hard to find clear, real-world examples of. Most high-level cyberattacks don't even target individuals. They go after companies, services, and infrastructure, because that's where the real payoff is. Breaking into a system that serves millions of users is far more valuable than targeting one random person's phone. And those companies? They don't just rely on basic updates. They build layers of security on top of everything. Even older systems can be made safe with the right protections in place. That same idea trickles down to you. When you download apps from trusted sources like the Play Store, there are already systems working in the background to keep you safe. Google Play Protect scans apps. Services update their own security independently. And thanks to things like Project Mainline, parts of Android can be updated without needing a full system update. So yes, your phone might be outdated on paper, but it's not completely exposed. Now, let's be clear. This doesn't mean updates are useless. Far from it. They're still one of the best ways to stay protected. If your phone is getting regular updates, that's a huge advantage. But if it stops, it's not game over. For most people, using an older phone responsibly, no risky downloads, no shady links, keeping apps updated, is enough to stay safe. The real danger comes from behavior, not just software. There are exceptions, though. If you're someone who loves side-loading apps, installing random APKs, or experimenting with modded software, then yeah, an outdated phone is a bigger risk. Same goes for high-profile individuals like journalists or developers who might actually be targeted. And then there's the real red flag, when your essential apps stop working or refuse to update. Banking apps, messaging, navigation, if those start breaking, that's your sign. Not the lack of updates itself, but the loss of app support. That's when it's time to move on. So what actually matters? Simple habits go a long way. Keep your apps updated. Use two-factor authentication. Avoid suspicious links. Turn off features like Bluetooth or NFC when you don't need them. Restart your phone occasionally. Back up your data. None of this is complicated, but it's incredibly effective. Because here's the truth. No device is ever 100% secure. Even the newest phone can be hacked under the right conditions. And at the same time, an older phone can go years without a single issue. Risk is always there, but it's not as immediate or as scary as it's often made out to be. And that brings us to the bigger picture. A lot of the fear around software updates comes from marketing. It's not entirely false, but it's definitely exaggerated. Fear gets attention. It pushes people to upgrade. And for companies, that's good business. But for you, what matters is understanding the real risk. So no, your old Android phone isn't a guaranteed security disaster. If you're using it smartly, keeping your apps updated, and staying aware of common scams, you're probably a lot safer than you think. And honestly, that's a much more useful takeaway than just being told to upgrade out of fear. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.